everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Sorry, I've been MIA for a little bit. My little pup Odie actually got his neutering surgery finally over and done with. He's had a few little complications after his surgery, like lots of swelling and bruising and such, so I just have to kind of keep a close eye on him for the next few days, so he doesn't open up his stitches. So I'm kind of on pup sitting duty right now, I guess. Did I say doo-doo? I'm on pup sitting doo-doo right now. I did manage to get him to fall asleep in my toy room right now, so I thought I'd, sneak in here and do a little review video for you all like a little goblin. I don't know why that's a goblin, it's kind of more squirrel. It is a Ray Harryhausen vinyl statue. This is the Super Vinyl Deluxe TALOS statue with diorama by StarAceToys. TALOS was featured in the 1963 film Jason and the Argonauts, which showcased some of Ray Harryhausen's legendary work. Ray Harryhausen worked on such movies as The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad and Clash of the Titans, where he featured his new form of stop-motion model animation known as Dynamation. His technique split the background and foreground of pre-shot live-action footage into two separate images, into which he would animate his models. This resulted in spectacular scenes where it seemed his figures actually interacted with real live action footage. The character TALOS is featured in the story of Jason and the Argonauts, where Jason sets sail to reclaim his throne upon his new ship, the Argo, by bringing back the legendary Golden Fleece to his homeland and rightful kingdom. After Jason and his Argonauts set sail, they encounter a ginormous 70-meter tall man made of bronze called TALOS. TALOS actually chased the crew off the island and plucked their ship from the water, destroying it, after Hercules stole from the treasure the giant guarded. In the original mythology of Jason and the Argonauts, TALOS was a bronze automaton, standing only 8 feet high, rather than the nearly Statue of Liberty size. He patrolled the island of Crete a few times a day and protected Queen Europa instead of a cavern of treasure, and would stand in a fire to heat up his bronze body and hug those who tried to evade him, burning them alive. Jason and his crew actually encountered TALOS on their journey back home after retrieving the Golden Fleece rather than on their way to the fleece as depicted in the movie. And finally, TALOS was not actually defeated by Jason. He was defeated by Medea, the sorceress, who cast a spell on TALOS, causing him to remove the bronze nail from his ankle, which kept his life-giving fluid inside. Jason and the Argonauts is such a great film, and there's so many cool beasts and creatures in there. So when StarAceToys contacted me to ask if I wanted to review this statue on my channel, I was like, heck yes! I'm sorry, Odie. Shh, go back to bed. Ocean waves. Shh. And if you guys are interested in checking them out and seeing all the other Ray Harryhausen stuff they have, I will leave a link to them in my description down below. So the Deluxe Diorama statue set actually comes with 2 boxes. Here is a nice big picture of TALOS right here with the Argo, and actually on the side here there is a picture of Ray Harryhausen with one of my favorite characters. I don't know what her real name is, but I call her Snake Lady. She's actually from the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, which yes, I'm actually wearing my Seventh Voyage of Sinbad shirt, and I don't think she is on here. No. So on the side it reads Ray Harryhausen, June 29th. Oh, we almost share like the same birthday date. Well, not the 1920, of course, but the June 30th, which is mine. Raymond Frederick Harryhausen was an American artist, designer, visual effects creator, writer, and producer who created a form of stop-motion model animation known as Dynamation. He won the prestigious award, Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. During his life, his innovative style of special effects in films inspired numerous nowadays filmmakers. When I was first watching Ray Harryhausen movies, I actually thought it was claymation. Like, I thought he was actually using like clay figures to move. I didn't really understand that he was actually using like figures with like, the armatures or whatever, apparatuses inside of them. I thought it was actually like clay figures and he was just moving them to get those fluid movements. I didn't really understand what was going on. So it's very interesting to see how he did this stuff. Like looking at his documentaries and, you know, kind of behind the scenes looks, it's insane. He didn't have the technology that people that do stop motion nowadays have. It's insane, especially that 7-headed Hydra. I have no clue how he did all those heads, you know, going back and forth and not losing his place. It's just absolutely amazing stuff. So whenever I watch a Ray Harryhausen movie, I have so much respect for those effects. They're just outstanding. Okay, let me move this box over. I'm so excited to see what this guy looks like. Look at him. I love, love, love the little dustings here and there of the kind of greeny blue color where it looks like it's kind of like old. It's like he would go creak, 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 you know, when he moves. What a cool sculpt. He looks like he's so heavy, right? Like I'd be like, oh, so heavy, but like he's actually quite light. Oh, it looks like we have maybe like a water splash. We have part of the sail, and here is the boat. So let me put all this to the side. Oh, and it also comes with, oh, what, whoa, tiny piece that I almost forgot. Oh my God, these are so tiny. Look at these tiny, tiny little paddles in here. I almost didn't see those. So they actually added 2 extra paddles just in case you kind of messed up your paddles and you broke them off or something. Okay. Instruction sheet. Okay. So if you get the normal version of TALOS, not the diorama set, you get everything included right here in this first box. You get, of course, TALOS, you get this water splash, and of course you get the little Argo ship. I love this little ship. It's so cute. And I especially love all the little paddles here. I think that's so incredibly cute. I love it when it's like a little miniature size everything. I love that like motion of this water splash, and it definitely looks like he's, you know, pulling it out of the water. Oh, and we still have another box. Right. So it looks like we're gonna get some rocks and some water. Whoa. I'm gonna put you down just in case. Just in casa. That is so realistic looking. Oh, and look, and he's standing, you know, on the two different little pieces of land there when they were trying to get out of like the little cove. That is so neato. So this little water splash, you just gently place it on top of right here. And then let us grab our TALOS. And he's gonna grab it. He's gonna grab it like that. Isn't that so neato? The rocks and the water take the TALOS and Argo ship from like a, that looks awesome, to like, oh, it's so cool. Super unique. Okay, so I actually have a little write-up here from a website giving you a little bit more information on this guy. So let me serenade you all while we assault this guy with our eyeballs. Traditionally sculpted by the artisans of the famed creature shop of, Kaibutsuya, this detailed TALOS statue is made from soft vinyl and stands 32 centimeters tall. Each piece is hand-painted to look like it has an ancient bronze finish. He is posed with his sword in one hand and bending over to pull the ship out of the water. The boat is supported by a sculpted water splash. The deluxe version of this statue includes a display diorama base with part of the lagoon and the rocks on either side of the canal. It is limited to only 800 pieces worldwide. That includes a diorama base. Whoa, I didn't know that there was only 800 deluxe diorama versions. That's really cool. Does it have like a number on the bottom of the diorama maybe? I don't think that charity number is an edition number. I think that's like kind of reference to something kind of legal or something, or permission wise or something. So love this diorama version. I think it just gives the piece so much more motion, so much more like excitement. That water, I mean, it's so cool looking. I just want to dive in. I just want to dive into that water right now. Look at all the cool ripple effects, you know, on the sides of the rocks when they're splashing onto the rock ledges there, and these ripples in the middle. So if you guys remember, I told you that in the original story of Jason and the Argonauts, TALOS was actually only 8 feet high. Ray Harryhausen was actually inspired to make TALOS ginormous. by the Colossus of Rhodes, which was a real statue that was made back in the day. It was a statue of the Greek sun god Helios, and that was erected in the city of Rhodes in Greece in 280 BC. It's one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and it once stood just over 100 feet high. That's around the same height of the Statue of Liberty, and that actually made it the tallest statue in the ancient world. But sadly, about 50 years after it was erected, it collapsed due to a giant earthquake, which really sucked. So let's take a closer, in-depth look here at Talos and this statue we got going on here. Looks like he just popped right out of the movie and he came into my toy room. I think it's so great, the texturing, the paint detail. He looks exactly like he's made out of bronze. And I just love that kind of blue-green crud, you know, that you see on, you know, old pennies and when they tarnish and stuff. Chiseled cheekbone feature up there. He's got his helmet. And here is his abs. I don't know what you would call this. It looks like a 4-pack of abs, but I think he should really have like, you know, an 8-pack or a 10-pack or something if that's possible. Like, he looks like he's so ripped. Looks like he's so ripped and he only has a 4-pack. Like, I feel like he should have more. Like, look at his back. His back is like so muscular. Maybe his little skirt thing is hiked up really high and it's hiding like another kind of set of abs or something over there. I don't know. Of course, those chiseled muscles all over his arms and forearms. And then here's his fun little skirt there. I love all the tarnishing detail in this. Here is the bottom of his butt. Got his little skirt hiding his junk. Here is his hand that holds the Argo. And here is his sword. His sword cannot move. Well, it can move if you want to break it, but it can't move anywhere. It's all kind of like solid and glued in there. There's those muscular calves. And here is a really neat part. I love the detail on his feet. His sandals look fantastic. The sculpt on his toes and toenails look great. There is that little nail at the back of his heel where his life fluids are contained. So apparently he has a vein going like from his skull and neck or something going all the way down here to his heel, and when that pops out, all his like juices flow out and he dies. I think they could have done a little better job hiding kind of the seamage area here at the wrists. You can kind of tell that they kind of like just fuse that together. And they could have maybe added a little bit more material or something to kind of make that a little more seamless, because I do kind of see a little seam here. I love the detail in the ship. I love the detail around the ship. I mean, look, it's such a small little ship and there's so much detail on here. But one detail I would have really, really liked to see is a little bit more detail on that Hera statue. That Hera statue had quite, you know, unique markings and a unique paint job on her. And I think I would have liked to see just a little bit more effort put into that little Hera statue. But I mean, it's so tiny. I don't even know how they would even begin to do any of that. So I guess I'm just being greedy at this point, but I think a little bit more detail on the Hera statue would have been nice. And finally, paint job on here is great too. There's variation, there's like shading. So I think they did a really fantastic job on the rock work and stuff. And this water feature is just a delight to look at. I love the colors that are underneath this water, this like kind of resin water. See those kind of like cool light rays, you know, at the bottom of the pool. You can actually see that all here. And depending on, you know, how you move it and the way you position it, you can get really cool effects there on the water on the bottom. And another thing I really like about this base is that it kind of comes to a shallow stop here. It's not just like all, you know, one height and it just kind of cuts off like this and you see a bunch of like clear, like a clear cut right here. It like naturally flows down like this, coming out of the diorama and onto the table. It kind of reminds me of those, you know, those fake glasses of wine that like look like they're spilt. So honestly, the only really negative thing I can say about this bottom base piece is I wish that there were pegs here to clip my man in so he's not so wobbly. You know, am I gonna bump into my toy shelf? Is it gonna fall over one day? I don't know. So I would have loved to have that added certainty that I wouldn't just tip over at the slightest little, you know, tip of my table. So let's actually see how stable this guy is. I'll simulate an earthquake. Actually, no, see, like, bump. Bump. Just be nice if he was like pegged in here and I know that he's not going anywhere. So there's the pegs. And one more thing, it always kind of irks me when it's like, you know, oh, it's limited to only 1,000 pieces. It's limited to 50 pieces. It's limited to only 2,000 pieces. Like, if you're going to have something under 1,000 pieces, I think that you should really have an edition number. So like there should have been a number on the bottom here that was like, you know, just written in, or I don't know, they stamped them or something. And that just would have brought the value of this thing from like right here to like up here. It really does make a big difference like in the collector community, and it makes the piece feel just that much more special. So honestly, I looked around, I couldn't really find an edition number. I don't think this charity number has anything to do with an edition number. I think that's some sort of like legal requirement or something. And if you do check out StarAceToys, they have such awesome Ray Harryhausen characters on there. They have like the Cyclops, they have they have a giant Kraken on there. It's like a deluxe Kraken, and it's got like waves and rocks, and what's her face being sacrificed on the rocks there? Andromeda on the rocks. Obviously it's from Clash of the Titans, different movie. This was from Jason the Argonauts, but they have like crazy cool characters on there from his movies. So that is my little review on TALOS. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you agreed with some of my critiques and what could be improved on this guy, as well as what I thought was pretty badass on him. And in the comments down below, I'd love to know what your favorite Ray Harryhausen movie is. You know, your favorite movie depicting, you know, his special effects and dynamation. I think I have an idea of what might be number one, but I want to see what kind of is the general consensus down below. So leave me that in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I come out with new videos every week. Come check me out on social media and help support the channel on Patreon. So thank you all so much for watching, and stay legendary.